Today on Who is That Saint? We meet the Queen who's never stopped fighting for her children. Mary, Help of Christians, is more than a title. She's a refuge in war, a light in persecution, and the battle cry of saints and popes alike. Her feast, celebrated on May 24th, is a Marian devotion born from crisis and crowned by miracles. The title Mary, Help of Christians isn't poetic fluff. It's war-tested. It dates back to the Battle of Lepanto in 1571, when a vastly outnumbered Christian fleet defeated the Ottoman Turks. Europe had been praying the Rosary under Pope Pius V, who attributed the miraculous victory to the intercession of Our Lady. Later, in 1683, during the Siege of Vienna, Christian forces again called on Mary's help, and again they prevailed. These weren't accidents. The Church began to formally recognize Mary under the title Help of Christians, as a protector of the faithful, especially in moments of political and spiritual crisis. But the feast day itself wouldn't come until Pope Pius VII, who faced a war of a different kind. In the early 1800s, Napoleon Bonaparte had declared war on the Church. He imprisoned Pope Pius VII, locked him away for 5 years, and tried to break the Church's power. But Pius never gave up. He prayed constantly to Mary, Help of Christians. And on May 24, 1814, he was finally freed and returned triumphantly to Rome. To mark his deliverance, he declared that day the Feast of Mary, Help of Christians, giving the Church a new rallying cry for times of persecution. Fast forward to the 1800s. Saint John Bosco, the fiery Italian priest and educator, is battling to save street kids from poverty and sin. He turns to Mary under this very title. She appears to him in dreams, guides his missions, protects his boys. He builds the great Basilica of Mary, Help of Christians in Turin, fulfilling a vision he said Mary herself had shown him. Every brick of this church, he said, is a grace of Mary. Today, Mary, Help of Christians is the patroness of the Salesians, the global religious family founded by Bosco to continue his work. This devotion isn't confined to Europe. In Australia, Mary, Help of Christians is the national patroness, formally declared in 1844 when the early Catholic Church faced immense hostility and needed a heavenly defender. She is invoked by Catholics in China, where churches dedicated to her became strongholds during anti-Christian persecution. From war-torn countries to underground churches, Mary, Help of Christians has been a quiet but powerful force for survival, hope, and spiritual resistance. She's a mother who doesn't abandon her post. We live in a time when the Church faces new kinds of wars, cultural battles, attacks on truth and freedom, spiritual confusion, isolation and fear. But Mary hasn't left us. She's still the help of Christians. Not just because she aids us in suffering, but because she leads us back to her Son in every crisis. She doesn't erase the cross. She helps us carry it. She doesn't prevent the storms. She stands with us in the boat. To invoke her under this title is to remember, heaven never leaves the battlefield. If you feel overwhelmed by the culture around you, if the Church seems under attack, if your family or soul is fighting a war no one sees, call on Mary, Help of Christians. This isn't superstition. It's strategy. Because when Mary enters the fight, hell trembles. Quote of the day: have recourse with confidence to Mary, Help of Christians, and you will see what miracles are. St. John Bosco.